Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com. In the pre-market this morning, things are very quiet out there. The market is on hold for the Fed meeting, which the announcement comes out at 2, and then the press conference at 2:30, and it's after 2:30 that the volatility usually expands dramatically. Now, I was looking at some charts last night. The NASDAQ 100 had a very small pullback yesterday after hitting a new high. Our next price target is 593.75. We could certainly hit that today. And then there's the NASDAQ Composite Index itself. It's coming up to the top of our projected trading range at 22,500. So the month of September has been very bullish for the market. And of course, that is not what we usually expect from a seasonality point of view. And so you can see this nice steady rise through the month of September leading into the Fed meeting today. And so I think it's probably going to turn out to be a buy the rumor, which is you can see that the market has been buying that rumor of a Fed cut and maybe selling the news. And we'll just have to wait and see how that works out this afternoon. I'm not doing anything at all today, and I will probably be in Costco during the Fed announcement this afternoon just to keep myself away from the keyboard. Looking at the VIX moved up yesterday. It's back on a buy signal, but we talked about this over the past month or so that we're really looking for a breakout of the flypaper channel to give us a new indication that the market wants to head lower. Looking at the VIX ETFs in New York, we traded up to the lower channel line and closed just in the channel. No sign that the pros want to take control just yet. And then looking at the VIX in Toronto, we traded up to the lower channel line as well. And again, no sign that the pros want to take control. Now, you can see that there's a chevron that's developed, and it's been there for a few days now. And it's the first sign that we could be possibly putting in a bottom, but you'll notice that there's no blue dots whatsoever. And back in late August, we did get one blue dot, but we did not actually generate a buy signal. We traded through the upper channel line, but did not close above it. Then back in late July, we had a situation in which we did pop and came back fairly quickly. And then back in June, we had a move that lasted longer and put more downward pressure on the stock market. Now, in a bull market, most VIX buy signals will fail. And of course, we don't know when they're not going to fail, but we're going to take them as they come up. If the VIX is rising, that means the stock market is typically falling, and we just don't know when it's going to fall a lot. So I take these signals as they come up, and I take all the buy signals. I don't wave them off or anything. And I just know that statistically, if we're still in a bull market, most of them will fail. But we never know when we're going to have a major decline like we had back in April. And you just don't know what you don't know. And so we'll take the signals as they come up. One last comment on the VIX ETFs. Typically, a down move in the market is fairly quick, but it is usually faster than the market rises. Stocks usually fall faster than they rise. And so you'll usually see a quick spike in the VIX, and we always want to sell into that as quickly as possible. There's no real concept of holding a VIX ETF for any length of time until we are in a bear market, and then it's a different situation altogether. But in a bull market, when we do get a buy signal, we want to be sellers as quickly as possible. And this morning, we're going to take a look at the U.S. most actives, and it was an interesting group of stocks from yesterday's trading action. The Canadian most actives look pretty typical, but the U.S. most actives looked rather strange yesterday. There's Open Door leading the market, and we had a pullback yesterday, still well above the upper channel line. Going in the opposite direction was Big Bear, and then Snap moved up nicely yesterday. We got that big open gap there to potentially fill at some point. Bitfarms continued to shoot higher yesterday. It was up over 16.5% on the day. Then we had Wolfspeed pull back yesterday after making a new high, putting in another bearish reversal. We had a bearish reversal back here in early July as well. And so this could be the end of this particular run for Wolfspeed at this time. Then looking at price targets here, you can see that we were able to hit 313. So if you're ordering up there, congratulations, it got filled. If you have an order in at 391, no problem, just leave it there, and we'll see what happens next. Looking at NVIDIA, very quiet trading yesterday. We're looking for a close on Wednesday below $172.54 to give us a new sell signal for NVIDIA. NEO made a new high for this move on Tuesday. Notice that when it pulled back last week, that the pros showed no indication that they wanted to give up control. So I guess it was just the public was a little disturbed last week and decided to be sellers. We were trying to get to 742. If we can take that out, then 820 would be our next target. A nice big up day for Mara on Tuesday. There's a new high for Grab on Tuesday. And then we had an inside day for Tesla. And for Tesla, we're trying to get to 437.50. People are talking about the $500 level, and you can see that's a couple of lines up from where we are right now. Let's deal with 437.50 first, and then we can worry about 500. Moving on to the TSX most actives, and this looks like a more traditional list of stocks, starting off with Canadian Natural Resources, and this is a pretty bullish looking chart here. You can see we've recently made a new higher low, and we've taken out the previous highs, and so I wouldn't be surprised if we head up towards the June high in the next couple of days. There's Bitfarms, just like in the U.S., except we're up a tick over 17% on the day. Then looking at Cenovus, new high for that stock, new high for Whitecap. Whitecap broke out above the July high and the 1094 level. We're still stuck to that level. I wouldn't say we've broken away from it. We've certainly closed above it. 1172 and 1250 are our next targets to the upside. Tourmaline had a nice big up day yesterday and heading towards that the top of the open gap up there at 6250. And then you can see that previously we traded all the way up to the 6719 level back in June. Then looking at Suncor, new high for that stock, stuck at the 59.38 level. If we can take that out, then 62.50 is our next target. There's Baytech making a new high on Tuesday. A small pullback for Kinross. We had a small pullback for Barrick on Tuesday. New low for this move for BCE on Tuesday. Let's see if it can hold the low from back in early August. Then we've got B2 Gold inside day yesterday, closing in the channel. So a close below $5.80 on Wednesday would give us a sell signal for B2 Gold. Then the Royal Bank, wow, just treading water up here. 3 weeks ago, we ran up to the $200 level, and we've been stuck to the $200 level since then. Now, if we can take out the high from late August, then 206.25 and 212.50 could come into play, but we are stuck at 200. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. Should be fairly quiet this morning, and then the excitement starts this afternoon after 2 p.m. You have a great day. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Thursday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.